Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to your internet. And welcome back to Redneck Radio. Long time no see, huh? Yeah, the live stream where today you get an extra healthy side helping of Southern fried chicken. How about that? That sounds good right now. I can't eat it because my teeth are messed up, but it sounds good. Good to see y'all out there. All the Hey, he's alive. Yeah, I know. It's been a couple of weeks, and I'm sorry about that. Real quick, thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. It's a shame they found out where I abandoned you. I know, you know. Yeah, but people are nice and they see an old man, doddering old man wandering around, and they'll help him out. They'll help him out. With me today, as you can probably see on the screen, he's got himself muted for a second, but he'll be back. Is Alex? Been a long time since Alex has been here, and thought we'd have him on. Just this is how this stream started, just me and Alex. And don't correct my grammar, woman. Maniac man, poor Bloodwing, overworked and underpaid. I know, right? Right. Yeah, that's what happens when you get back out in the workforce. Shady Grit. Hey, old man, Alex, how you guys been? Been real good.
Good evening, everyone.
And he's back. Look at that.
How are we?
Yeah, real quick. Thank you, Willie Billy the Hillbilly. Welcome to the world of living. Thank you for the donation. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, I was tinkering around on StreamYards or on Streamlabs earlier, and I have figured out a way that it's supposed to accept your credit cards through my PayPal.
Oh,
so I did not have to put in my personal information that I didn't want to give it. So yeah, if you guys try the stream. The next time somebody feels like donating and they want to use the Stream Labs, check and see if it works. It's supposed to allow you to use your credit cards now. Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Blood, you got a 1/4 next to you. I know. He's here by design, Cryptic. And thank you, Pat, for the donation. Welcome back. Thank you, buddy. Thank you and thank you for holding my spot with your streams. I did see that. Yeah.
He thought he was the next Bloodwing. Yeah. we'll have to take him out.
Nah. Pat's probably my even older friend than you on YouTube. So yeah, we got to keep Pat around. Well, thank you, Shio.
Right him into battle then. Fine.
What?
It's fine. Just carry on.
Shio, thank you. 40th anniversary of Miracle on Ice. Howdy, bigots. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, they just man, you guys are acting like you've just been waiting for me to get I start to stream. It's been a long time since I start to stream and get a stream of donations like that. Thank you, guys. So how you been, Alex? Been a long time.
Before we get to me, people are bored of me. So you first.
Me first? Well, yeah. Before I do that, thank you, Ebony Williams. You picked the day of my birthday to come back. Well, happy birthday. Good choice. I greatly missed you. Yeah. What's this about? You and Mrs. Undoomed are
Mrs. Undoomed is an evil wench. And you can tell her I said it. Evil. Yeah, because of her, that's what I woke up to.
Uh-huh.
Fucking pictures of Shani's nudes. So no, Viper. It's not my fault, right? It's not. I'm not the one who took pictures of a naked Shani. Okay. I'm also not the one who was spamming me on Twitter with those pictures. Okay.
Well, I can't say that I'm not
today.
I can't say that I'm not happy I was left out of that loop.
I'm going to DM it to you. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
No,
you'll get away with it.
I'll
Like,
block you.
worth it. Worth it. You reply to them so they should look. Yeah, because I've got to reply to people spamming me with pictures of a heifer lump. They need to know that they're evil people. As if I don't have enough brain damage. Like, I'm not even talking right today. Look, it's been happening every fucking 5 minutes. Just awful dizziness and fucking slow my speech and shit. And then, like, how do you think this started? Right, I produced my video on Shani, shock horror. Right, well, not even 2 months, 3 months after. Look at me. There's abnormalities appearing on CT scans on my brain. All right, it's Shani's fault. Sorry, I went over a bit of a rant there. But how are you, darling?
I'm doing fine. Real quick, thank you, Sofazir, for the donation on Streamlabs. Welcome back, Blood. You plan on watching the Boyd Gaming 300? As I've been getting back into NASCAR, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't. I had to work during Daytona and all that, so I don't know. And thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Send more nudes to Viper, please. She's cute.
I agree. All those agree say I. It's done. It's finished.
Oh, and I missed one. Sorry about that, Michael. Excuse me. Always a pleasure seeing you back online, sir. Missed you. Thank you for that. My notification was going off left and right. You guys can't hear it, but I can hear it. I'm sorry. I guess I missed one. But thank you. Okay. Spamming.
If she asked for it, I was like, much obliged.
Yeah. So I'm doing fine, as you all know. Just been working a lot more hours than usual. Part of the reason was because we were down a person because our one of our assistant managers just no showed, and no one's heard from her since.
Oh, you know what? That kind of thing has been happening at Vanilla Bear's workplace as well a lot recently.
Yeah.
They're being abducted by Shani and Rev.
Well, what makes it even worse is she was really good friends with the manager.
Shani's taken her. So, she's gone. She's under Shani's flab.
But under company rules, a no call no show is an automatic termination unless you have a really good reason. So that left a spot open, and we all had to cover. And of course, I was volunteering for whatever I could. Get more hours. Also, I've been promoted to that assistant manager spot.
Look at our little blood ring. It's all grown up.
I know.
Getting promoted and shit.
It's not official yet because there hasn't been any paperwork signed or anything like that. Well, and it'll probably wait until we get the new girl that we just hired all trained up and on her own. So
Bloodwing's out there just like cracking the whip of these youngsters.
Yeah.
Come on, you millennial shits. I'm not even a millennial, man. Don't call me man.
Yeah, I had to sit on a stool and watch her work last night, which is hard for me to do because I'm the kind of guy like, let me in there, I'll do it. Right?
Yeah.
It was really hard not to jump on the cash register in front of her instead of just showing her what to do, you know, because I'm the time I'm that kind of guy that I'll, let me in there. I'll just do it.
Oh, do it, you slow ass. Yeah, no, I'm like that as well.
Well, she's got the cash register fairly good. There's a couple of things on there that she's a little iffy about, but she figures it out. It's the lottery machine I had to help her with a lot. And that's understandable. It intimidated all of us when we started. That thing was just not user-friendly at all. Yeah. And it doesn't help that there's 15 million lottery games that you can play. Yeah, but doing good. As soon as we get, we're supposed to hire one more person because the word is that the 18-year-old that works there is still on the bubble. They still haven't decided whether they're going to be able to keep her or not because the age changed to 21 for smoking. Thank you, Willie Billy, the hillbilly. In a year at this rate, you'll be a CEO. I doubt it. This is as far as I want to go. I don't want any more responsibility because I see how they treat their managers at this company.
They're going to give you a franchise.
Yeah. I doubt it. Oh, thank you, Ebony, for the donation on Streamlabs for me and Maniac Man. It's his birthday as well. Love you. Well, happy birthday to him. Love you, old man.
Yeah, a lot of birthdays today.
Yeah, all kinds of them. Alex and I birthday are coming up in about a month. Yeah, and I'll be turning the big 6-0, and he'll still be a kid.
I'll be 32, and yeah. Mate, at this point, right, who's closer to death out of me and you? Because, like, okay, you're going to be 60.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've got the abnormalities on the brain.
Every time you say that, I can't help it. I think of that scene from Young Frankenstein.
Mate, like, I don't know what else to call it. Like, I got spots on my brain, innit?
Have you seen Young Frankenstein? I'm sure you probably have.
No, I probably haven't, but like I'm a lot more likely to fall over walking like 10 foot. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I need your cane. I'm not, and that's an exaggeration. I'm not.
Well, I haven't used it since last March. It's still been hanging on a hook on the wall. So,
well, Gibbs, I'll give it back when they fix me.
Well, Young Frankenstein is a comedy. It's a Mel.
Stop saying that I'm only 12, for fuck's sake.
But it's a comedy, and you know it's a parody of the Frankenstein movies. Yeah, you know, like in it, Igor's hump keeps switching sides, and
back when Mel parodies were actually freaking parodies.
Yeah, it's a Mel Brooks movie. Anyway, you know the scene in Frankenstein where they're trying to get a brain, and the first brain they get is dropped. in Young Frankenstein, that happens, and he picks up the glass, and on it says Abby Normal, or that's how he reads it. Yeah, Abby Normal. That's what I keep thinking every time you say that,
mate. Oh, you know what? I'm glad that you're making fun of me. I genuinely am, right? Because,
well, shoot, I make fun of my own more now.
I'm glad you are, man. Because, like, obviously, like people have been awesome. People have been like amazing. I've had, like, I've recorded. Sorry, my speech is going again. People have been, you know, they've been very nice, and they've been sending me thoughts and thoughts and prayers and all that good stuff. And they've been awesome about it. But like, no one's really been kind of like making fun of me about it. And and without those jokes and stuff, like it's only me who can make those jokes, and like I'm not funny, right? So like I'm just sat here laughing at my own jokes and shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, I find me funny. I mean,
dude, years ago, my mother had a stroke, and I was teasing her like, "What's the matter? Can't you talk?" You know, and people would look at me funny. That's just how I and the people in my family are.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's new merch for me as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for Abby Normal Brainhead.
There you go.
But no, like I've had two moments, shall we say?
Yeah,
two moments. We call them unthinking moments. The first time, you know, I was like up all night, like I was worrying. I was like, oh shit, am I going to lose my job? Am I ever going to be able to drive again? You know, I'm thinking of my brother, because my brother's got like severe MS, degenerative MS, and like the fucker can't walk, and you know, he can't work or anything like that. You know,
right?
And I'm thinking, oh fuck me, I'm going to turn out like my brother. you know, and I'm getting angrier and angrier and angrier about it. And I just yeet my phone across the bedroom, right? And I get up and I punch the wall. And as I turn around, plop, fall over. I'm like, ah! Like, could I be made any angrier about his bullshit?
Yeah. Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Alex just living up to the downs.
That's right. That's right.
And Viper, what makes you think I wouldn't want you on the stream? Just because I've never had you on a stream doesn't mean I wouldn't want you. Now, today, I thought it would just be me and Alex because it's been a while. And this is how this stream started, just me and him. And I thought we'd kind of go back to that for today. But yeah, you're welcome on the stream.
Also, thank you, Michael, for sending me the picture of Abby Normal. AB. I appreciate it. I like it. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Like I had a second spurg out, which was I'm not going to go into that, but I've calmed down since. So I had a long conversation with my sister about it and shit. And yeah, I feel a million times better, man. I feel a million times better about it. So you don't sound like Boris Johnson anymore. Well, I mean, like my speech is the first 3 days of when it started. Really,
yeah.
I was talking like this, and I didn't know if my speech would ever go back to normal again, you know. And then it went to what it is now, which is waves of feeling dizzy, and then I start slurring, and obviously, like like Vanilla Bear basically has to spot me when I'm in the shower, right? You know, because I've nearly gone out of it a few times.
Well, that could lead into some good times.
You think it would, but not with Vanilla Bear. And it's been a bit. It's just been a pain in the ass, man. Like I can't drive. Like I'm not allowed to be behind the wheel right now.
Yeah,
my boss has been awesome about it. Like she's just like, Alex, don't worry about it. Just stay at home, get rest, get your MRI, stay in touch. I'm not gonna pester you and stress you out.
yeah, well,
fucking annoying. Oh, do you know how irritating it is? Like, I'm trying to like record and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like my face starts melting. I'm like, and I've got to start all over again. It drives me fucking mad.
So do we got to put you in bubble wrap too, you and Monkey?
Well, there's a chance. I mean, I nearly fell back down the stairs last night. I tell you, like this is one of the few times that I'm very glad that I live in the UK, right? Because the UK has much smaller houses. Than the United States of America does, right? And because it's smaller, the staircases are smaller, and it's much easier for me to grab hold of something, right?
Right.
So I mean, if that staircase had been any wider, I would have landed in cat litter.
Ew.
Yeah, like adding insult to injury along the way. But you know, I have fallen over a few times. You know what? I haven't left the house since.
You haven't?
No.
Well, don't become a shut-in, dude.
Well, I was a shut-in before I started my job. But yeah, it's just a pain in the ass, and you know, I'm glad people are making fun of me. I'm genuinely happy about it because
you know me, if I like you, I make fun of you. You know, and nothing's off limits. I mean, so you're sick, okay? And
yeah, you soft ass. Oh god, it happens in waves. It's so annoying.
Yeah, well, I have some idea because I'm old, and it's not uncommon to just be in the middle of a conversation and suddenly I don't know what I was talking about.
But that's standard for ADHD. You know, like how many live streams have we done, or just conversations behind closed doors where I was talking, and then you know I just go, you know. But it feels like the side of my face is melting. Like I've been sat down with Trez, and she's been like going uber medical science. You know, she's gone full house on me. You know, she's been asking for pictures and videos of me talking and stuff like that. Like the left side of my face
Yeah.
It's not very it's not noticeable unless you really sit there and look, right? But the left side of my face isn't working properly, right? It's this has reduced motor function, I suppose. Tend to be talking more at the right side of my face rather than the left side of my face. She's like drawing on my face, like scrubbing out half of it and then comparing it to the other side and shit. Like she's been doing the science and math and logic and facts.
The science.
It could be. I mean, the thing is that it could be lupus, because my mum had lupus and it was lupus. Like I know it's a joke, like it's never lupus, but like it could be lupus.
Thank you, real quick. Thank you for the donation, Willie Billy the Hillbilly. I want melted Alex videos.
You're getting a melted Alex live stream, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some idea what you're talking about. Like I said, my mother had a stroke, and then later she contracted Bell's palsy, which makes your face droop. So yeah, I do get it.
Well, a lot of people hypothesize. Fuck. I get like a palpitation when it happens now. It's weird. But no, people thought it was Bell's palsy, but I know Bell's palsy. My father-in-law has it. It's definitely not Bell's palsy because the side of my face didn't drop. I just felt like I was melting a little bit. I think that it's either MS or a hidden stroke, not a TIA, but a hidden stroke. And that's what I think it is.
Well, don't go self-diagnosing yourself. You get yourself all worked in a tizzy.
Well, that's how I got myself angry last time. But at least I know now all about MS. Like I didn't know as much about MS as I should have done. So like I know a lot more about it than I did before.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anything, there's a positive here, and that positive is that I wasn't working tonight, and I was able to live stream with my dad.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's one of the downfalls of the existence of the internet is so many people go on there and self-diagnose.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. I do genuinely completely agree with you. But the thing is with this is there's only so many different things that it can be.
Yeah.
You know? Sorry, I'm in the process of uploading a video. I made a cult recruitment video today.
Oh yeah,
yeah, but I learned that I need new.
Slow down, take a breath.
I learned that I need a new green screen.
I'm gonna try that one of these days. I never have tried the green screen thing. I've got a camera here. I just don't have it hooked up. I got a brand new camera. I just never hooked it up. I've been too busy.
Yeah, you've been working.
Yeah, and one of these days I'm going to try the green screen stuff because you all have seen me on camera before. I'd show you again, but it's not hooked up. But the area behind me is not the most pleasant to look at. And I thought maybe put a green screen behind me, but that's in the future. It is, by the way, folks, it is evening out. Next week's schedule is much less than it has been. I will be able to stream, I think, Tuesday, not Thursday or Saturday, though. I am scheduled to work. But it's only 3 days next week, as opposed to almost getting a 40-hour, what I was doing before.
Yeah.
But after we get this girl trained, then I will have to start my training for the assistant manager. And, but that will likely involve far more day shifts. Than night. Which is one of the perks of why I wanted to go for it. She was trying to hire for the assistant manager, and I just said, Wanda, that's her name, obviously, my manager. wonder what if I put my name in the hat? Well, I didn't think you wanted it. Well, you didn't ask me. and she says, well, that would solve a lot of problems because you're dependable, you're accurate. I mean, and it's no lie, nobody's more accurate on the cigarette counts, the lottery, the my drawers always come out to the penny every night, and because I'm anal.
These people, mate, trust me, they're animals.
The girl I was training last night was laughing at me because I'll walk around and straighten up the cigarette packs. If one's like sitting just slightly crooked, I have to reach up and put it straight. Like,
hold on a minute, I've got to correct this cigarette pack.
That's right.
But it's good to be back with you, Dad. Honestly,
yeah,
truly, I've missed you.
Well, I've missed being here, and I've missed you in particular. But I've missed streaming in general. I really have.
Yeah.
And I've missed making Redneck Trek. I hope to get freed up enough to make that. I'm not there yet, folks. Don't expect that to come out here anytime soon because those take some time. They take more time than you think to put together.
Well, I mean, I know how long they take.
I know you do. Yeah. But
I love wherever you're getting your music from for Redneck Trek.
Yeah.
I must know where it comes from.
From the YouTube music library.
Is it?
Yep. Just got to hunt.
I've been in there, like, listen, to be fair, I found some actually very decent songs in there myself. Yeah. It's so good now. Like, it used to be crap.
Yeah.
Now it's really good. Like it's got all manner of different attributions in there. And a lot of decent sound effects. Like, I don't have to go hunting for them like I used to.
I spent a lot of hours before all this came down. I spent a lot of hours in there just looking and listening to song after song after song after song. So
you're like me when it comes to the music and your videos, aren't you? Like, you just get obsessed and you sit there and you listen to song after song after song after song.
Yep. And I'll be listening like, oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I'll grab that one. Don't like that one so bad. Pass. No, pass on that one. Oh, there's a really good one.
Well, I can tell in the first 10 seconds. And hello to you, Owen. It's great to see you, dude. Bloodwing and Alex, be a while until I can donate. Well, you need to revoke your membership to the R8 Alex channel then, mate, because you're still a member. I think you're still a member. Yeah. I think you are. I've had to quit my job because I was in danger of having an affair with a colleague. Been an interesting few weeks. Yeah. There's a lot more to that story. Like,
there's a story there. Yeah. But good to see you, Owen. Good to see you.
Yeah, grand to see you, dude. Grand to see you.
Now, everything, and I kind of dropped a hint at you before the stream started, hasn't been roses. At work. I have been stirring a little trouble. Bloodwing the troublemaker. They've come up with this new rule in the last couple of weeks where after every shift, you have to verify your time. Now, here's the issue with that. It has to be off-site and on your own time. And you have to log into this website because everything we do is on a computer. We don't clock in on a time clock or nothing. It's all on computer. And go in there and click a little button that says, yes, this is the hours I worked. Now, I got to thinking about that, and something didn't seem right about that whole process. So Bloodwing researched it.
Yeah.
And it's freaking illegal.
Oh, no.
It breaks the Fair Labor Practices Act. You're not allowed to have hourly employees do anything off-site and off the clock without being recompensed in some manner.
Yeah.
And it's highly illegal. And it doesn't matter whether it takes a few minutes or it takes a couple of hours. You can't do it. The only people that are immune to that are salaried executive and administrative employees.
Yeah.
And farm laborers. At that, I don't understand that. I don't know why farm laborers, but they're immune to it as well. Maybe because, working on a farm, anybody that's done so knows that's a 24-hour job.
Oh, yes, it is. It's a bloody hard job as well.
It is. It is. So I brought it up to my manager, like, this isn't exactly legal what they're doing here, and they could get in a lot of trouble for doing this.
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, really? Oh, yeah." And I spelled it all out for her and, gave her where she can find it, what act it was breaking. I said, you might want to mention it to her. Now, for now, keep my name out of it, okay? But you might want to mention it because I can't believe that I'm the only one, because the store I work for is part of a corporation. It's corporate. There's several of these stores around the city and around the Midwest.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine that I'm the only employee that's curious enough and smart enough to figure this out. And if somebody does that wants to cause trouble and turn them in, the company could be fined. Plus, they'd owe us all our back pay for all the time, plus recompense for the trouble.
Well, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. I know that you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Because it gives you a bad reputation.
I don't want to be a troublemaker. What I want, when I clock in, from the time I clock in, I clock out, I give this company the best job that I'm physically able to give. I give them everything I got.
Mm-hmm.
I don't leave anything on the table. When I come home, I'm just drained because I'm just working hard, right?
Yeah.
And I just want the same respect back. I just want what's fair and what's right. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, been stirring the pot a little bit.
Well, it's right though. Like if they owe you and various other employees money,
yeah.
At the end of the day, mate, it's money. It's owed. Not just that, but it's your rights.
Yep, and they, they either got to figure out a way to allow us to do it on the clock, or they need to do away with it, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of anyway. I've never worked in a company for a company in my life that has you sign or click or go on a website or anything to say, yep, that's the hours I worked. All right. But
well, at the end of the day, mate, I get what you mean. Have you got a donation, have you?
Yeah. Real quick, thank you, Jay Poitras. Got you guys playing the card. The missus loves hearing Bloodwing's voice. Well, tell the missus thank you. I don't know why anyone would want to hear my voice, but I'm glad she enjoys it. Functional, yeah. So she's a fan of Hee Haw, right? That's what I was thinking. Functional, but yeah. That's. I think I've caught everybody up by this point of what's been going down, why I haven't been around. And I've just come home. Seriously, I've just come home. You can ask the wife. I can't even move. I just can't move. My back and legs are just so tight and sore. And I basically just sit in my chair and stare for the rest of the evening until I go to bed.
Yeah. I'm just going to promote the stream on my community tab as well.
Thank you, Jay Poitras. She says you're welcome, and she grew up country. Well, that explains it. Yeah, that explains it. I do find a southern / redneck accent comforting myself because it makes me feel at home. I do, especially if it's a female. Oh, good gosh!
I like I always say this, but I like the Southern belle.
Oh,
on a lady, like if you're looking to make the other side of my face melt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
yours. I'm yours all day. Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say is, oh boy. I'll leave the rest to y'all's imagination.
Oh man, you're giving me the vapors, sir.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I love that accent. It's so sophisticated.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever, surely you have, or well, maybe you have, because it's a classic, Gone with the Wind.
I actually haven't watched it, but I'm obviously fully aware of it.
Oh, her accent throughout that whole movie. I'm just, oh my gosh, almighty. I'm in love.
I think I find your particular vernacular quite arousing, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. How do you think I feel when I hear a British accent? You don't get like that with mine though, do you, Lindsay? Like the Americans, they all get like moist when a certain moist lord speaks.
Yeah.
He has the correct accent though. Like I can't maintain it. It depends on what I'm talking about. Like if there are sometimes I can maintain the accent, but most of the time I've got a dead common one.
And yeah, cynical Lindsay, you're absolutely right. She says, well, it was Vivian Lee. She was an absolute stunner. And yes, she was. That actress was just,
To the kidnap list.
yeah.
Don't
Well,
care how
I'm sure if she's still alive at this point, she's extremely old.
don't care.
That movie was made in the 30s, I believe.
Dig her up. Hello to you. Good evening, Karen.
Yeah.
Okay, Karen is one of my bigger supporters. Shall we say? Yeah. Excuse me. she's always screaming at me about something. I don't know. Like, you calm down, Karen.
I just took a peek out the window, and it is bright out there. I know I haven't mentioned it, but here where I live in Indiana, we've went through a several week period of just cold, cloudy, nasty weather. Just terrible weather. And it's good to see the sun shining.
Yeah, I wish I could see some sunshine. It's dark. It's still winter. And it's nearly 10:08.
Well, here in Indiana, we have a saying, it's don't count your chickens, don't get used to it until the boys basketball final, because up until the boys basketball final, which will happen any day now, we've been known to have ice storms. So
yes, last year I remember was very bad for a great deal of America, actually.
But we're getting to the end of it. By the time our birthdays roll around, we should be getting into the calmer weather. So,
Shio Garath. James Colley, hello. How are you, darling?
Yeah. Thank you for the donation, James. Glad you're still with us, blowing all hail Lord Bear and his prophet Irate Alex. There you go.
That's right. You know what? I had a lot of fun making that Colts recruitment video. Because whilst I was making it in my left hand, because you can't see my hands, in my left hand, I've got my phone. I've got YouTube open. And what video do I have open? Heaven's Gate recruitment video.
Oh, Lord.
And I keep looking at Marshall, right?
That guy is just creepy. Just you don't even just look at a still picture of that guy and you'll go, that guy's creepy.
Well, I mean, like that is surely like the most famous picture. Well, I mean, a video of him.
Yeah.
And his eye, it's the lighting in the video, but his eyes look yellow, like a really shit cheap Witcher, without the cat eyes. I was obviously I did my studying of Heaven's Gate, and I can't speak England today again because my fucking stop it. There we are. There we go. It's particularly bad today. I don't know why, but anyway, I've done my research into Heaven's Gate, as you know.
Uh-huh.
I knew that if I was going to make a Colts recruitment video, then I needed to have something to go off, and I don't know if there were any other recruitment videos for like for the People's Church or for any other of the big famous cults. But I knew of that one. That's one I thought of. I just was watching him, and Owen Harmon throws you 400 huffs.
Yeah. Thank you, Owen, for the donation. Sorry, it's not much. Miss you guys. You don't have to give anything, Owen. That's not a requirement to be one of my friends. It's appreciated when y'all do, and it certainly goes. The money on the super chat goes into my pay my cable bill account, and the money on the Streamlabs goes into my fix my truck and get it running account. So it's much appreciated, but it's not required. So yeah, if you're without a job, keep your money, but I appreciate it. Anyway, didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no, it's fine. People on my Instagram are funny. Yeah, I have obviously told people that I was making a cult video today, and they're like, "You're a cult." What the haters are currently dealing with at the moment, you see, Mr. Wing, is what we were dealing with back in 2016. If you don't know what the haters are, they're the collective name given to those who enjoy videos about Amberlyn Reed and Foodie Booty, and the list goes on. They're called the haters.
Yeah, I've seen the term thrown around, Mikey.
Yeah. So I mean, you would have seen the term. The reason why it's called the haters is because of how those two pronounce words. And it seems like the bigger a woman gets, like the more likely she'll be to not be able to pronounce words correctly. Like with Shani, it's like understanding. Like if it ends in an ing, right? There's no G for her. It's just in on the end, you know. And Foodie Booty made a video, and it really kind of took me back to 2016, Bloodwing. It really did, because she's like making very similar arguments to what the bedroom feminists were back then were doing. You know, she's like, "You're a cult. This is all hate. This isn't criticism." I'm like, "Yes, it is." And I figured, you know what, right? It's been what, 4 years, nearly 4 years. I've got a green screen. I've got a little bit of know-how. I'll get in front of that green screen. Unfortunately, though, I do need a new one, and you can tell that I need a new one in the video, unfortunately. But I did my best with what I have in my little tiny space. So, I mean, just have fun with it, is what I'm saying. Have fun.
Mr. Dax tells you that they just misspell it as cult.
Who said
Think
that?
about it. Mr. Dax. And thank you for the donation, James Colley. Just to make Viper Sword blush, can one y'all say, Viper Sword, you're one of the cutest people I know.
There you go.
There, said it.
There you go. But no, I know this will give you like a big shock and everything, but like I don't know what to do with my second channel and stuff, and I really don't know. Like, oh, what happened to the true crime stuff? The true crime stuff, like the talk about cult serial killers and so on. Like, right. I had this block in my mind, like, and I know it's not one that I should have because it's comparing myself to others, but like I have a go-to YouTuber for that kind of thing. I go to Stephanie Harlow, and I have criticisms of her and stuff, but like I view myself as like not being able to like do anything near that level, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And not just that, but as you would imagine, cult and serial killer videos, they require a lot of time and effort to make, right? And the videos that I make on Irate Alex also, most of them require a lot of time and effort. Time and effort, right? So I mean, I can't really do both of those things, and I don't want it to be a creepypasta channel. I know I've got like 2 creepypastas on there and everything, but I didn't want it to be that. I wanted it to be kind of like a horror themed channel overall, but I don't know what to do with it. So for now, the channel's on hold. The channel's on hold until I can ponder some more.
I got you.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, you ever get like a block in your head, and you're just thinking, well, no matter what I do, it's just going to be shit anyway, right?
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, I get that with that because I enjoy consuming true crime. Like
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time watching it. I've been really considering signing up to Magellan TV because basically it's a Netflix. It's another version of Netflix, but it's documentaries and nothing but.
Right.
I enjoy them, as you know. And whenever Stephanie Harlow uploads like one of her, like she's doing a new series called Dark History, like she's doing she did Mengele, which is a great series, by the way. Dark as fuck, by the way. But yeah, it was a lot of I really enjoy that kind of stuff. I watch it on TV because the missus watches it all the time. I watch it in bed, you know.
Well, yeah, one of my favorite all-time shows. I still go back to them now and again on net because they're on Netflix. Is Forensic Files.
Yeah, urban horror myths is not a bad idea. Mind you, there are some channels that have done very well. I forget the name. He was friends with Matthew Santoro. Horror channel. It wasn't creepypastas. It was like a kind of like a urban legend, urban myth kind of channel, you know.
Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about, and I can't think of it either.
Yeah,
oh, I can see the guy right in front of my face.
Yeah, I can see him in my head because, like, Rob Dyke, that's the one.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah. He's I used to listen to him all the time. Like, he did a collaboration with Matthew Santoro where they were kind of like making fun of each other.
Yeah, I always remember him because he looks like my nephew. I have a nephew that looks almost identical to him.
I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
Yeah,
you know, because I wanted to keep it horror themed. You know, and I still have it to do my kind of whenever I feel the need to, you know, act. I'll use that term loosely, quote unquote. To still have it there and have it as a backup as well. You know, and Rob Dyke is a great example of somebody who's been a successful horror channel.
Yeah. Real quick, I didn't want to let this go. Now, if I can find it. There was a comment that I wanted to point out and say thank you, but now I can't find it. It's went too far by. I let it go too far by. But they were saying glad to see you back and thank you very much. And with my poor memory, I can't even remember who it was. Isn't that terrible?
I'm sure they'll pipe up, won't they?
Yeah. But thanks to everybody for the good wishes and everybody glad that I'm back. And I did miss you. I do sometimes when that happens to me, you know, when I can't do what I want to do on the channel because I'm busy, I do get worried that I'll start losing subscribers. And as far as I can tell, I have not. You guys have stuck with it, and I appreciate that. I did want to say that. I really appreciate you. Jedi Ghost Bear was the one that said it. Thank you. Yeah, Jedi Ghost Bear. Thank you.
That's so Buttcheek says that Rob Dyke changed his name to Robert sorry, what was it? Rob Gavigan. Because Dyke is actually, I don't know whether you use it in America, but we definitely use it over here as a slur.
Yeah, it's lesbian. And in fact, we usually it sometimes gets bull added to the front of it, and that's the really masculine.
And usually obese as well. Yeah. But no, that pisses me off. This is name.
Yeah,
he wasn't having a dig at anybody. Like, why change it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe he was getting demonetized when he put his like name in the tags and that.
Yeah. Speaking of, we've got one of those that comes in the shop on the regular. She lives in the neighborhood there.
One of those.
Well, not only is she a bull dyke, but she and that'll probably get me demonetized. Sorry, but she's a tweaker, which makes it. You know, she's on demand.
And real quick, James Colley, thank you, sir, for the £5 Streamlabs donation. Super chat won't let me say watching true crime and such equals murder porn. No. Don't be a silly sausage.
Nah. The stuff I watch generally doesn't show the gory stuff because I'm not good with that. I'll be honest with you, which is funny. Okay. I've mentioned it before. You all know that I'm a big horror movie fan. Now it's been years since I've found a good one because they're so hard to find anymore. But I'm a horror fan, and I can handle the gore, as gory as you want to get on a horror movie, because I know it's fake. But show me a real surgery or something. You better put a pillow underneath me because I'm going to pass out. I can't stand it. Can't do it. I can't even watch them take my own blood. I have to look the other way.
You can't even look at your own blood.
Nope. Nope.
I'm fascinated by it. Like when they take my blood or they give me an inoculation, like I'm like watching it.
And evidently they're used to the signs of it, because when I go, for blood test or whatever, and they just taken, a couple of vials of blood for the test, and I turn my head, it says, "Oh, you gonna be all right?" Yeah, I'll be fine. Just don't want to see it.
Get you a cookie.
Yeah. Well, they'll usually offer me orange juice.
Well, I also like orange juice.
I do too. I love it. Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. I'm a big horror movie fan too. I see what you did there. James Colley asked, "Did you like the last Saw movie, Jigsaw?" I haven't seen it. I liked the first Saw movie, and after that, they just kind of for me.
Was the second one in the house?
I'm not sure.
Because I've not seen the most recent one, but I've seen a few of them. I mean, it's just shit to watch, isn't it? I mean, I like the first one. The first one was good. The rest are just the rest is murder porn, isn't it?
Dr. Phobos says, check out Color Out of Space that recently come out. It's one of the best Lovecraftian movies out there. Yeah, I seen that had come out, and I am familiar with the Lovecraft story. I wondered if it was any good.
The Saw movies are just gore, I mean, the first movie's great. I would put it up there, but the rest of them are pretty poo.
Yeah, kind of like Hostel.
Well, I mean, Hostel was okay, but it didn't live up to the hype with me.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck's this then? I mean, why is it so bad?
Well, at least we're not talking a Serbian movie levels. So
yeah. Like it didn't live up to the hype. Yeah, I know that there's a second one. I've seen the second one, which is okay. The third one I've not seen. I know that's like a Las Vegas kind of deal, but I mean, the first one didn't live up to the hype. It's not even that bad.
I watched the second one, which had its moments.
Well, the second
it was
the first one.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the gore; it was just made you very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think that's what they were going for, really.
Yeah. Which, a little uncomfortable goes a long way. It's just movies like that take it too far. I don't want to feel uncomfortable the entire movie. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's just not enjoyable for me. But that's just me.
Yeah. Plus, like the second movie, it ended in a way that a horror movie is not supposed to end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't want to drop any spoilers or anything just in case somebody in the chat wants to watch it, but it didn't end how a horror movie, at least in my mind, should end. Sorry, but there are some good ones out there. I mean, like Misa made some suggestions to me ages ago, and I watched them. They were fairly decent. I mean, I know I always go on about it, but I think the Green Bay something or something like that. I mean, that's grim. You think those movies go too far? This one goes beyond that.
Yeah, and cynical. You're right. The Italians are at the top of the list when it comes to disturbing content. Yeah.
There was one that was. I don't know what you can compare it to. Basically, all these office workers, work in this building or whatever. And then one day, the company who owns it shuts all the windows and doors and that. They tell them, last man alive walks out, and that wasn't too bad, actually. That wasn't too bad at all. There's one where a bunch of people they wake up standing up in this dark room. And they realize that, if they move off the spot, they'll die. And only one person can make it out of the room. And it devolves into this big argument with like a group of 20 people all arguing about, you know, who deserves the most to live and all this kind of stuff. And that the Belko experiment was the one in the building. Yes. And that's actually fairly decent. And the thank you, by the way, Havoc. And that one with the aliens, that's really actually quite an interesting take, in my opinion.
Deck Train, I'm not a real fan of J horror and K horror. I'm just not. What scares them doesn't scare me. And yes, I'm aware that specifically Japanese have made some pretty gory movies.
Yeah, they have. Yeah,
which I haven't watched because I have no desire to watch something like that. But you know, they're all more into the ghosts. Don't scare me. I mean, you know, and their version of ghosts aren't all that scary to me. I just, I don't know. If that's your thing, more power to you. I'm glad you find something that you can enjoy, but I'm not a big fan. James Colley's the best horror movie of all time, the original Evil Dead. I don't know if it's the best, but it's a really good one. I'm a huge fan of the Evil Dead series. And the first one specifically was made on such a shoestring. It just shows you that where there's a will, there's a way. You know, you can make really good entertainment on little of nothing if you so desire.
You know, there are some movies that I would recommend to people in terms of horror, and you can watch them on Netflix. The Babysitter is strikingly good, actually. It's a lot better than what you think that it is when you start watching it. Little Evil, by the way, I mean, it's not, it's sold as a horror film, but it's much more of a comedy than anything else. Even though it does have a habit of getting a bit grim. It's kind of like an Omen kid type, but you know, he gets a new stepdad, and stepdad does everything in his power to try and get over all the curses that the kid keeps putting on him.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite a charming take on like an Omen type film. It's not like a dirty like parody, like Scary Movie or something like that. Like, it's actually good acting.
A good horror movie to me, and I'm not talking about the horror comedies and stuff, you know, because that's a whole different thing. But a good horror movie to me is one that can have gore in it, but does not have to. But it's one that fills me with dread.
Yeah.
That makes me nervous. Okay, what's around that next corner? What are they, you know, that makes you feel that dread that the character must be feeling in that scene. That's good. That's a good horror movie to me. And there just hasn't been a lot of those in the last few years at all.
You know, out of I've always really enjoyed the found footage on genre, as you know. I realize a lot of people hate that, but like when it was fairly newish, and I'm not talking about the Blair Witch Project. I nearly said Blair White Project. That would be scary, wouldn't it? But no, I never watched that. But some of them, the found footage movies, some of them, especially when they came out, did it very well. And then it got a little bit out of hand.
It did, and I do enjoy some of them. I'm not opposed to found footage. J-Kid, my son, hates them because, you know, the screen's jumping all over the place, and I get that. I understand that, but I do enjoy some of them. What was that?
Some of the found footage, like obviously, like everyone thinks of it, you know, Paranormal Activity, a movie that was built, you know, it was put together on just 10 grand.
Yeah, I have watched the Paranormal series. Didn't scare me. It was an okay watch. Wasn't a waste of time, but didn't scare me. Soul Vizier, that was the one I was thinking of. Cloverfield. Actually, I'm the only one that I know that likes it in my family. Everybody else looks at me like, you're stupid.
Don't they? Like, I don't understand why you'd hate it as much as you do. Like, it's not that bad. Like,
what's that?
The Cloverfield.
Oh, yeah.
It's not great, but
no,
you know, it's not exactly a bad.
I found it an enjoyable film.
I've just seen The Girl from The Grudge and I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
I can't do it. The Girl from The Grudge, she freaks me out.
Lynn Kunko, District 9, I really enjoyed. I did. There was just something about that movie I enjoyed a lot. Ah, Mom Minnie in the chat pops in the
Yay!
chat. I don't hate Cloverfield. I hate the camera angle is all. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
I
that's
get that.
tough, but it's not that bad of a film.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it myself. But yeah, that's why I really, and somebody mentioned, I think it was Lindsay said Albert Hitchcock was the master of dread, and he was. That man really knew how to build dread in his movies. And he never gave away too much was one of his secrets, in a scene. In horror, he understood that less is more,
Yeah, I get that.
and that's the reason I really enjoy the old horror and suspense movies over the more modern takes. Now, there are some more modern movies that I've sat and watched, and they were a good watch. They weren't a waste of time, but they weren't great. It's been so many years since I've seen a great horror movie. One that I just want to go around and tell everybody about. Oh my gosh, you got to watch this movie.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I don't know if I could name a truly great horror film of my generation. I don't know. I'm just trying to think now.
Well, there were some good ones in the 80s. There were some good ones. Somebody earlier mentioned the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and that was very good. The effects on it don't hold up as well today as they used to because it's old. But yeah.
I don't know of my generation. There's mind you, but then again, I've not seen every single film of my generation either. So
yeah, and then you had the first Hellraiser movie, which was good.
Was that of my generation?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that came in the 80s.
I've never watched it.
Yeah, you should give it a watch. 2's not bad, not as good as 1. After 2, they go straight downhill. I'm sorry, that's just the truth of it. But
okay, fair enough.
I think one of the best main villains of all time is in Hellraiser, and that's Pinhead.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, my mind keeps thinking of the Gremlins, but the Gremlins isn't exactly a horror film, is it? But it might be considered to be such.
Yeah. Gremlins is more a horror comedy. There's some gruesome parts in it, and stuff, but it's more a horror comedy than anything. But I thoroughly enjoyable.
I can't call it a horror, really. I don't know why it keeps going back to that.
And of course, you had Ghostbusters, which is a horror comedy. Cynical Lindsay, yeah, Poltergeist, Return to the all good movies. Everything she just mentioned in that post, all good.
I'm gonna have to Google this now. Horror films since 1988. Okay, so because I can't think of anything right now. Yeah. Hellraiser, yeah, Child's Play. I never actually watched that. I've never watched.
Child's Play is a good cheap watch movie. Don't expect too much out of it because you're not going to get much out of it. You got to suspend a lot of belief in this movie. But the character that plays the guy that goes into Chucky the doll and voices it throughout the movie is just fantastic. He's a great actor. I've seen him in other movies. Can't think of his name. Your boy Pat, you're absolutely right. Gremlins did start out to be a more serious horror movie. I believe they changed directors halfway through, or at least changed direction halfway through the movie. And then what we got is what come out. Brad Dourif, is that his name? Absolutely great actor. Good character actor. Absolutely. That is the high point of the whole Chucky series is his voicing. His voiceover. What?
Sorority babes in the slime ball bolorama. It's a horror comedy. I've never seen it before. You know, I vaguely remember a horror film as a kid that was filth.
Yeah.
It was porno than it was a freaking horror.
Oh yeah.
A House of the Demons or something like that. It turns one of the girls into a cat girl.
Mr. Dax, you're correct. Pinhead is never called Pinhead directly in the movies. It's just the name that all the fans gave him, and it stuck.
Oh God, I've got like 30 odd years to go through here.
And Cynical Lindsay mentions the Trauma movies. Oh my gosh. If you want to just watch fun trash, watch a Trauma movie.
The first Final Destination. I liked it. It wasn't it wasn't really a horror film in my opinion. It was more like rated 15, kind of just. I mean, I suppose there was a feeling of dread, but it was not great. Like I put it, it's one I can remember. You know what I mean? Like it it left me with a memory. I suppose.
Lynn Kunko, thank you. I hadn't mentioned that one, but it's one of my personal favorites. Phantasm. The effects in it again don't hold up as well today as they used to. They look a little cheesy, but it was the late 70s. I seen that movie when it came out in the theater, and it absolutely scared the crap out of me. Can't tell you why either, but it just scared the crap out of me.
Yes, Patrick, I also enjoyed Wreck. And you know what, right? They are absolute garbage, and I know they are, but I enjoyed the VHS movies.
Yeah, and sometimes you just want to watch cheese.
Yeah.
You just want to watch cheese. There's nothing wrong with that.
They're not even cheese though. Like when I think of cheese and horror, I'm thinking, old movies with really bad effects and stuff. And you enjoy that kind of thing, but like VHS was just, it was weird. It didn't make sense, and it was just shit. Like, but I just enjoy it. I just enjoy the shit. I enjoy the garbage for some reason.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you're after,
Yeah.
What annoys me is when a movie is so cheesy and they were trying to be serious.
Oh no, you don't. Like Jeepers Creepers is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the first Jeepers Creepers, the second one was better than the first, but the first one, oh dear God.
I do like that truck though. That was the one thing I remember about the Jeepers Creepers movie was the truck that the creature drove. I like the truck.
I knew that you'd bloody take that away from it, but yeah, I mean, that was a movie that was trying to be scary and was trying to build the suspense and be gory, but it was a steaming pile of poo.
Yeah.
I feel like another movie that tried too hard was 13 Ghosts, but I still enjoyed it.
The original or the remake
one?
Yeah, I seen the remake. It's not bad. There's a couple scenes in there that I rather enjoyed, like where the glass door slides and cuts the guy kind of in two crossways. That I kind of
memorable scene actually, and the people being folded backwards.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cheesy. It was cheesy.
It's cheese galore in that movie, but I didn't mind it. I do feel like they tried a little bit too hard with it though.
So Vizier says my favorite horror film is The Thing from 1982. Oh, absolute classic. Absolute classic.
You know what would be classed as a horror film that's not a horror film? But I still enjoy not Arachnophobia. That film did scare the shit out of me when I watched it. I hate spiders.
I can't watch that one anymore. Nope.
Eight-legged freaks. Eight-legged freaks. That's what I'm thinking of. That would be classed as a horror film, even though it's not scary. I
watched it.
It's fun. That's what it is.
I watched it. It was very cheesy with the spiders making like laughing noises and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it still my arachnophobia is so intense that even that movie creeped me out. I can't. No,
Well,
can't
in
do
the
it.
first part of the movie, when the spiders aren't big yet, and you just see them, in their little enclosures and stuff, like that freaks me out because I hate spiders,
Yeah.
and you know that I'm freaked out by them as well. But when they're big and giant and the CGI is terrible, like it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Eight-Legged Freaks is a documentary about Australia.
My arachnophobia is so intense, Alex. And I'll tell you, this is no lie. At work, directly across from my cash register, where I stand and work, there's a display rack of rolling trays. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, and they've got all these designs on it, and there are two of them that have spiders on the front.
Oh no.
And I can't look at it. I keep thinking I'm going to go over and shove them in the back. I'm like, no, I don't want to see that.
Bloodwing, there are two British horror films, and you likely have only ever seen one of them. And they're kind of yin and yang. Like
I don't know. I've seen a lot of British horror films. Especially the old Hammer films.
28 Days Later is probably one of the greatest films of my generation.
Not a bad film.
In my opinion, it's one of the greatest.
Extremely disappointing to me because it was played up as a zombie movie, and it's not.
Well, yeah, but that's not the movie, though, is it? That's just the bloody promotion. But the other film, is cheese, right? Like it's the personification of horror cheese, and it's very unlikely that many of you wouldn't have seen it. And it's called Dog Soldiers. It's got Sean Pertwee in it, and there are too many moments in it, and just really bad. Like not even like there's no CGI in it, right? But the effects are just awful. They really are. It looks like I made it, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
A couple of people have mentioned The Blob, and of course there's an original and there's been a remake. I'm one of those people that actually love the original with Steve McQueen in it. Yes, it's extremely cheesy even for a 50s movie, but it's one of my guilty pleasures. It's if I want cheese, that's one of the movies I'll watch.
And yes, of course, Dog Soldiers was British. It was about a guy who tried to join the SAS.
I mean, this is a movie where a 30-something Steve McQueen is trying to play a teenager. I just love that movie.
I'm going to put a question to you in the chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of because I'm looking at the movie now. Right, the greatest opening horror scene ever. What movie?
Greatest opening scene? Boy, I've seen so many. And if I come up with one, it'll probably be an older movie.
Cockneys versus Zombies was a lot of fun. It was actually a lot more serious than what they tried to make it out to be. That was a lot of fun. Someone else mentioned a film earlier that was actually not too bad.
And yes, Devil Fruit Zero. I have seen Critters. Yes, it's been a long time ago, but I've seen it. Yeah.
Someone mentioned Attack the Block. That's a British horror film. It's funnier than what it really should be. Well, like opening scene. So, like, okay, for me, the greatest horror opening scene of any horror movie is Ghost Ship.
That's not bad. I've seen that. It's been a long time ago, but I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean the movie itself is but the opening scene is fantastic.
Boy, that's a really hard one for me to come up with. Opening scene.
Blade under horror. Blade's not a horror film.
No, it's got vampires in it, yeah, but it's more an action film than horror.
It's action. Yeah.
Boy, I don't know. I've never thought about it. The greatest opening scene.
28 Weeks Later was also a fantastic film as well. Not good the first one, but yeah.
A really good opening scene, in my opinion, and this will be probably debated in the chat because some will agree and some won't. The original Dawn of the Dead. It opens with, of course, there was the first one, the Night of the Living Dead, and the original 1970s Dawn of the Dead opens with news stories of all this going on. It's the next day.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a pretty good opening to me.
Oh God, you know what? Right, it's almost as if horror directors waited until the 2000s to start releasing the cheesiest of all the horror movies. Freddy versus Jason, right? That's some.
Yeah. Oh, it is, but I enjoyed it. I will admit I liked that movie, and the scene where toward the end where Jason's carrying Freddy's head and it winks at you. I'm just like, yeah, because I'm a huge Freddy fan. I even like the bad ones, and there are some bad Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. That was when the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out as well. I don't remember watching it though.
Devil Fruit Zero. It's Dawn of the Dead, the one I just mentioned, is where they're in the mall. Yeah,
yeah, and then of course the remake as well, which I also like the remake.
Yeah, the remake wasn't bad.
She gives birth to a zombie baby. That was like, oh no, put it away, put it away, please. This isn't good. The horror movies was not good. 2003 was not a good year. It was not a good year.
Slasher movies. Again, this will be a debated point. I'm old school. My favorite slasher movie is the original Halloween. And by today's standards, it's pretty tame. There's actually no blood in that movie. You'll get people argue with you and swear up and down it's a bloody movie. There is absolutely no blood in that movie. It's implied, but it never shows it.
Michael, what is your favorite horror movie then? Because you keep saying that everything doesn't have horror in it. Oh, 2004, Shaun of the Dead. Oh, well, one of the not a horror film, it's a comedy.
Yeah. Mr. Dax says, I like Romero's zombie movies since the real enemy was the other survivors, not the zombies. Exactly. Which was what made the Walking Dead TV series good when it started out. It's lost it along the way, but that's what made it good when it started out. The real enemy was the other human beings. I'm a purist when it comes to, I love zombies. If a movie or a game or TV show's got zombies in it, I'm all in. That's all you got to say. But I'm a real purist about it. It's got to be the old Romero, slow shuffling, got to shoot them in the head zombies.
Yeah. I don't like the ones that run. It freaks me.
That's just, those just aren't zombies to me. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a purist. And yes, I did watch World War Z and all that. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. But I prefer my zombie shuffling.
You can't have Doom the movie as a horror. Because one, it's shit.
No.
It's terrible.
It's more an action flick, and a point of fact, it's actually a video game movie, which is a genre.
It's terrible. But probably one of the better video game movies. It says a lot about that genre, doesn't it?
Yeah. James Colley says the best part of the original Halloween was PJ Souls' topless scene. Yeah. The reason that one means so much to me and why it's my personal favorite, I was a teenager when it come out. And yes, there had been other movies. I mean, there's arguments to me made that Psycho was one of the originals, as far as slasher goes. And yes, Michael, excellent flick. It's still one of my go-tos. That movie still creeps me out. I still get the creeps watching that movie. But Halloween, the original Halloween, nobody had really seen anything like that. And it just came at the exact right time. That's exactly what people were looking for. And it just, I don't know. It will always hold a special place in my heart.
The most devastating of all the horror films of the noughties is 100% The Black Sheep. I'm joking. It's a parody, it's a spoof from New Zealand.
Yeah,
zombie sheep.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
The way
I haven't watched it.
You throw mint sauce at them.
Devil Fruit Zero asked, best Hitchcock film. Oh, that's a hard question to answer because there were so many great ones. The man was a master. I mean, he was just a master at what he did, and that was suspense. It would have to be a three-way tie for me between Rear Window, North by Northwest, and Psycho. I can't narrow it down any further than that. I'm sorry.
There's so many horror films I've never watched. Like even the old ones. You know what? Right. Again, another film that's more of an action. 30 Days of Nights. That's an action film. It's not a horror film.
Yeah.
2007. That I know. I believe that was a remake of the Japanese or Chinese original. It's not. I don't like how it ended. That pissed me off. How it ended.
What, Wreck?
Yeah.
Record. Oh no, Spanish. Actually.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. Cynical Lindsay says, I'm probably about to drop an unpopular opinion. I love Halloween 3. Not as unpopular as you think. Halloween 3 would not have been a bad movie if they hadn't thrown it into the Halloween franchise. Because Halloween 1 and 2 were so popular and such big hits. And then they throw one in, they label it Halloween 3, and it does not have Michael Myers in it. That was a big hit to people. And that's the reason it gets a lot of thumbs down, because people were disappointed. It would not have been a bad movie if they had labeled it something else.
Yeah, you get that with a lot of franchises, though, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
There's another film here that it's not a horror film, it's an action flick. The Hills Have Eyes too. That's an action flick. It's like a US National Guard, and they run into, the super inbred hillbillies, and then they have a big fight. That's an action film. It's not a bloody horror film.
Oh, the first one, though. Both original and the remake. Oh.
I've actually not seen the original or the first of the two.
Oh, there's some very uncomfortable scenes in those. Very uncomfortable.
I bet. I've not seen The Last House on the Left.
And yes, Midnight Exile, you're exactly right. They were trying to turn it into a multiple story sort of universe. Wasn't successful, though.
I will admit to a guilty pleasure in Alien versus Predator, both of them.
Oh, your boy Pat. Now you're really getting uncomfortable territory. The Last House on the Left.
There was a film released fairly recently. I've not seen it, but I've heard things about it. I can't remember what it's fucking called. Hold on a second. I'll see if I can find it. Apparently, it's really, really unsettling. Let me see if I can find it. Don't mind me. I'm just looking on Google.
No. You're fine. Midnight Exile says, I watched The Last House on the Left before I was 10. What is the matter with you? And how in the world did you get away with that? That is not a movie a 10-year-old should be seeing. People Under the Stairs, Cynical Lindsay, was a fun movie. It was fun. Yeah.
It's not showing up on here. I'm sure it came out last year as well, and I've heard it was.
Now, earlier you mentioned, what is it? 28 Days of Night? Is that what it's called?
40 Days of Night,
or whatever it is. And it made me think about vampire movies, and there's a couple that I really enjoy, and one of them come out a few years ago. It's called Stakeland. There's a Stakeland 2. I'm talking about the first one. It is subtitled. It's a German movie, but it's worth the watch, in my opinion. I enjoyed it. It's kind of a cross between, it's a dystopian future where humankind has fell, and it's run by vampires, kind of thing. I enjoyed it. And then there was another one that I cannot think of the movie of, some name of. Somebody might be able to hear me talk about it and tell me what it was. It's a much older one, and it was about a group of vampires running around, and it was The lead character was the actor Lance. What is his last name? Played the robot on the Alien series. Lance. What is his last name? Oh, for pity's sake! His first name's Lance. This is what I can remember.
Okay.
That was very good. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Hendrickson, yeah, Lance Hendrickson, yeah. Can't remember the name of the movie. Before Dawn, yes, very good movie. Very underrated and almost forgotten, but a good movie. Let the Right One In, Cynical Lindsay, is another good vampire movie. Different, very different as vampire movies go, but good.
In my opinion, and I'm not. I mean, I do like them, but there's no such thing as a good horror film with vampires and werewolves. Like, it's not scary. Like, there's nothing scary. There's no dread. There's none of that, really. You know.
I would disagree, at least on the werewolf part, if it's done right, because one of the movies that never failed to scare me when I was a kid was the original Wolfman. Now, I know that's extremely dated now, but it was a movie that built dread very well. And it never failed to scare me as a kid.
Well, to be fair, my mum saw The Exorcist, the original, in the cinema years ago. She said people were fainting.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, absolutely true. That movie caused a big stir when it came out.
Yeah, like I just don't get it. There's nothing scary to me about it.
Well, that's because now we are more immune to such things because it's been in our face.
Yeah.
But when that movie come out, not so much. That was new territory, and it was like a slap in the face. Like, oh my gosh, Well,
then, mind you, like, people still fall for things like that even now. Again, like one of my biggest inspirations on YouTube is Daz Black, aka Daz Games. And he had this idea in his head. And what he did was he created a project. He didn't upload it to YouTube at first. What he did was he started uploading videos to Twitter. And it was done over several very short, 1 minute, 2 minute videos. And it was just him and his dog in the house. And, he was like making out as if there was something outside the house and something got his dog. And people thought it was real.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Daz is a good.
Well, stupid people thought the Blair Witch was real too. So
people called the police.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Daz had to upload a video to his YouTube channel explaining that him and his dog were okay.
Yeah.
And that they shouldn't call the police because it's not real.
Some people have mentioned Kolchak the Night Stalker. Absolutely loved that TV show. Such a shame that it was canceled as early as it was because it was great. And I remember I watched it when it was first run on network TV. Yeah, great show.
To me, one of the greatest shows in terms of you want real horror. Watch Black Mirror. Jesus, man. The first episode, the Prime Minister's got his willy in a pig. I mean,
oh yeah, I've seen that.
And like all these different like technologies and dystopian futures and stuff. Like, like the one with the monkey. Monkey loves you. Yeah, that shit freaks me out. To me, that's true horror right there, because a lot of that, right, is realistic. A great deal of it is realistic.
Crash asks, how about Saw? That's one of my favorites. I love riddles, puzzles, though. I mentioned it earlier. I liked the first one. Not so much any of them that came after that. But I did like the first one.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Mr. Dax, that's fantastic. You're correct, sir. Your Jeremy Kyle show is horrific. Oh, the Shani for Christ YouTube channel. There you go.
And yeah, I don't know if it had any direct relationship, Cynical Lindsay, but Kolchak did kind of open the door and lead in for shows like X-Files. So yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, I had to mute myself. Oh. Oh, disgusting. So I'm just trying to put my glasses back on. I can't see. Oh, they need cleaning. I hate these headphones.
Oh?
Yeah, they're too big. I can't tell where they are. Like, I've got no like depth perception with them. I keep banging my head on the microphone.
Yeah. Mr. Dax a little earlier says The Prince of Darkness and In the Mouth of Madness are solid ones and part of Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy with the Thing. Yeah, I've seen them both. Prince of Darkness, isn't that the one with Alice Cooper in it? Plays a homeless guy.
Oh, so
and High Reason Vision.
To step away from the horror movie talk, because we have been talking about that for quite some time.
People seem to be enjoying it though.
They do, but you know, fuck them. How are you, Mr. Wang? How are you?
I'm fine. A little tired.
Yeah,
but other than that, I'm fine.
Well, I for one, I'm quite glad that you're back. And have you managed to like get any downtime in any gaming? Any?
The closest I've come is I've tinkered with The Sims, and by tinker I mean I'd come home, I'd open The Sims up, and all I would end up doing is just making new characters. Didn't play them, just made them because I was just too pooped to even think about playing.
That's fair. That's fair, man. I haven't been doing a lot of gaming myself, to be honest. I did a little bit last night, but I've got like new games and stuff that I want to play, but I keep forgetting about it.
Yeah,
like I didn't buy it. I got an Xbox Game Pass thingy. That's what I got. Microsoft Game Pass, not the Xbox Game Pass, the Microsoft one. And I played the tutorial of Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting. I haven't really played beyond that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about it, really. It's about it.
I mean, I've even just Monkey recently opened a server for oh, my brain just went dead. The dinosaur game.
Oh, Ark,
and I joined the server and was playing, but I got so busy, and one day what we call a murder chicken, a therizinosaur or something like that, but we call a murder chicken, come through and killed all my animals, every one of them. And I said, I know I've got this heavy schedule coming up, and this is a good time for me to take a break. And I haven't even been back in it because, that way, if I still had animals, I was going to have to try to find a way to go back in and feed them and stuff so they wouldn't die. But now that they're all dead. So yeah, I haven't even been back into that. So
speaking of Ark, actually, did you see what happened to Neves Gaming?
No, I have not even watched any of their. That's how busy I haven't even watched any of their videos. I'm several videos behind on Neebs, and that never happens to me.
Yeah,
I'm always Johnny on the spot when they come out.
Someone hacked their channel.
Oh,
yeah. They got the channel back.
Yeah,
there was a strike on it, and they had to fight to get the strike off, and they managed it just yesterday.
Oh.
Just in time for 7 days of the light to come out.
What did the people do with it when?
I don't know. I just assumed they probably tried to make some threats. I imagine. I mean, I saw the tweets from the Neebs Gaming account and that, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ! Like that's one of my favorite channels right there. Get
right.
back!
Yeah.
Because I like watching that. It's one of my things is to, when I get out of the shower, I sit down on my bed and I turn on Neebs Gaming, and I watched their most recent video. In fact, I watched their entire Forest series recently.
Yeah, wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
I thought it was very funny.
Yeah.
Obviously, like this, I know that you probably disagree, but the Subnautica is number one in my book.
Yeah.
Dies behind that, and then the Forest. But I liked the Forest where because there was a lot more less fourth wall breaking in that.
Yeah, Absro tried really hard to stay in character.
Yeah, he did.
And was always looking for his son.
Yeah. Your son's dead. Like Simon was great in that series.
Yeah.
You
know he's dead, right?
It's like, oh, he can't draw for shit. It's like, hold on a minute, this isn't even my son. I'm black.
Yeah.
Oh, that series is great. It is, but I think it's in the top. It's in the like top 5, I'd say. We're talking about Neebs Gaming. Their top series is Subnautica, in my opinion, because they never once break the fourth wall. Then behind that is their 7 Days to Die series, but they do break the fourth wall in that. But it's still enjoyable. It's still a lot of fun, very funny, and you can tell that they put a lot of work into that, especially with near the end of the second supercut when they go to that store out in the desert. And it's this huge underground like complex thing. Like you can tell they made that.
Oh yeah.
They built it themselves.
That was actually built by Adahop.
Yeah, so there you go. And then behind that's the Forest. For the Forest is 4 hours, but it's well worth the watch.
Yeah, they're always good for a huge laugh for me. I can't regardless of what game they're playing, whatever. I will always belly laugh before the episode's over.
I was,
what was
that game that they were playing? I think it was last year, where you had to you started off in a vehicle and you had to get from like A to B in the vehicle, and it was like ridiculous. Like the physics in it was stupid.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was a builder game where you built stuff.
No, not that. There was one where they had all these different scenarios where you could ride on a bike.
Yeah. I can't think of the name of it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like I watched all of those videos the other day, and they are hilarious. They're actually a lot of fun because I missed a lot of them. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, there's a game, and it's all different scenarios. Like one of the most renowned videos is like when you're riding on a bike, and you've got a kid on the back seat.
Happy Wheels.
Happy Wheels. Yeah, is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you hit a spike, like your kid gets impaled, your body gets chopped in half. Like there's all different races and stuff you can do, but it's I was laughing my ass off watching those lot because they get so mad about it.
And having said that, I had tried so hard. I was trying so hard to make it the whole stream without having to go to the potty, but I'm not going to make it. I've got to go.
Streaming.
So carry on without me for a minute, will you please?
I will. Now that he's gone, guys, I'm probably going to have nothing to say. I've been damn nearly trying to interrupt him every 2 seconds, but I'm just excited to have the old man back, at least for a little while. Anyway, I hope you guys are good. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. My fucking microphone's about to fall off again. You can tell I've moved it. Because when I set up for the green screen, I have to turn everything around and reposition everything. So the mic has to come off and it has to go on the other end of the desk. The fucking tripod has to be turned around. The green screen has to come down. The light has to come on the other side of the room. The chair has to go in the middle. And I'm having a stroke or something at the moment because I can't fucking talk. Happy Wheels is 2D. It's some 3D version. It's not. I don't think it's the game I don't think it's the same game. I'm good, butt cheeks. I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you? How is everybody? How is everyone's weekend going at the moment? I'm just going to go to Neebs Gaming and see whether it is Happy Wheels that we're talking about here, because no, it's not Happy Wheels either. I fucking knew it. It's Guts and Glory is what it's called. Guts and Glory is the game. Fucking Happy Wheels. No, it's called Guts and Glory. Like none of it's 2D. Yeah. How am I doing? I'm doing okay-ish. It's just I'm still getting used to the concept of feeling drunk 24/7. Any change in the changing accent? No, I haven't changed accent since. My accent's gone back to normal again. That was weird. That was like someone snuck up from behind me and poked me in like a receptor in the brain that controls it. Oh, it is the 3D. It's called Guts and Glory. Any change over the weekend's pretty chill for me. Good. Alex, have you checked out Little Nightmares? Is that a game? Or is it a movie? Are we all official cultists now? Well, I mean, after the video, you will be. Which reminds me, I'll have to put something in the pinned comment about everyone being official cultists. It's a game. Is it on Steam? Is it a horror game? If it's a horror game, you can get fucked. I don't even sound remotely Irish, Carrier. Shush your face. Yeah, I didn't remember the name of the game. Guts and Glory looks like a lot of fun. I don't sound remotely Irish at the moment, so yes, but it's not scary. Look, I'll be the decider of what scary is. Have you seen me play Infliction or Outlast? Like, I physically can't do it. Like, I'm to be fair, I did well with Infliction. Like but didn't I die? Oh yeah, I got cornered in the basement, didn't I? Again, just like with the frigging demo. I didn't know what to do because I got into a panic. I was like, I can't go anywhere. I don't know what to do. Oh, that fucking game is horrible. I know how bad that game gets as well. I know how bad Outlast gets as well. So,
what game's that?
Outlast and Infliction. And by the way, it wasn't Happy Wheels that we were talking about. I was talking about Guts and Glory. Sir.
I was pretty sure it was called Happy Wheel, and somebody mentioned it in the chat.
No, I was talking about Guts and Glory.
Huh?
Yeah. I'm not streaming Alien Isolation either because I know that's just as friggin' bad. Michael, Infliction's usually quite cheap on Steam. I picked it up for £15. But no, Guts and Glory is the game I'm talking about. What are you eating?
I'm not now, but I was before I turned my mic back on. I ate a bite of a chicken salad sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Getting a little peckish.
That's fair enough. I couldn't finish it, but I did have a few slices of pizza.
I had a couple of chicken salad sandwiches in the fridge that yesterday I took them to work with me, and then my wife showed up with she had stopped by Arby's and got me a couple of Reuben sandwiches, and I ate those instead. So
oh, excuse me.
I do love a good Reuben sandwich.
Oh, right. I'm just putting a comment real quick because I need to have a pinned comment on my video. There we go. Okay. After you watch my video, you'll be an official cultist. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I watched the video back and it's $20, so that's still not too bad. I mean, like most like games are way more expensive than that, but you put it in your wish list, and then you get an email for when it's on sale.
Yeah, that's the reason I was shocked here a few weeks back. That's the reason I was able to get back into The Sims, because they had a sale on that. And the Sims 3, the main game, and all the DLCs were $5 each.
Wait, every single surely not all the DLC.
Yep.
Every single expansion pack.
Yep, $5 each.
I really hope the stuff packs weren't for the same price.
They were.
They're not worth it. They're not even worth $5.
I didn't get all the stuff packs, but the DLCs I got most of.
The proper expansions, yeah.
Yeah. $5 each in the main game too. But that sale's over, unfortunately, now. And they're back up to the regular price of about $20 each. But
okay. Yeah. I need to close that. It's not been demonetized yet, so it'll happen. I had a video that I uploaded a week ago that was actually hit a week after I'd uploaded it. So I had to request a bloody review on it. I'm still waiting for 3 reviews. Would you believe?
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube is taking the piss lately with how long it takes to get something reviewed. And it is the operative word right there. Yeah.
Oh.
So we have 15 minutes of the stream left, ladies and gentlemen. And
Mm-hmm.
Bloodwing has been away for quite some time. So I think 15 minutes of questions would
Sure.
be ideal, really.
Yeah.
There's bound to be a few.
Ask away. Ask away. Now, some of you that have been around might know, for a while might know that all you want to know about me, but I do have a few new subscribers. So
Yes.
which tickled me because, like I said, I get afraid when I'm absent like that I will start losing subscribers. But it went the other way.
Well, there you go. That's what you want. You step away from the internet for a little bit, and bam, you got more subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and John's right. If you haven't hit the like button yet, then please do so. If you've been watching for 2 hours, if you haven't made your mind up yet, then come on.
Yeah. What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Michael Wine says, we won't leave you, BW. I know you guys are the best. I've said it a million times and I'll say it a million times more. I have the best subscribers. I do. There's just no doubt about it.
I have the thirstiest subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
I have the thirstiest subscribers.
The thirstiest, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not that I'm complaining about it. It's quite nice to have compliments. But yeah, they so some of them.
Grill and Pirate Pete asks if you're a NASCAR fan, which I am. What was your opinion on Trump at Daytona? I didn't get to watch Daytona because I was working, but I heard he was there, and that's all that I knew about it. I think it's fine if he wants to be at Daytona. You know, why not?
I imagine that the political sphere is ramping up in America right now.
It is. It is. While they're still trying to narrow down a Democratic nominee. A ton have dropped out, and there's still a ton left, still trying. Good God.
Well, butt cheeks, I'll have to lower my voice. But yeah, also half an hour after this stream ends, I'll be live on Twitch, guys, doing a reaction to Rev, who has called me a drama investigator and has suggested that I pay other creators to do research. Oh, that man is everything wrong with like him and Shani. They try and present themselves as Christians, but they're not Christians.
Yeah,
they don't adhere to anything Christian at all, and they're just awful people. They really are. Like, I mean, Shani's she's a full-blown bloody alcoholic, and she's a sexual deviant, and so is he. And they start fights with people on the internet. They threaten to dox people when I'm having a stroke again. So I'm sorry. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's painful.
Let's see, Ryan Rollins has a question. Alex might get this joke, but when given an infinite universe and discounting entropy, what is the possibility of you wanting toast?
Might not get this joke, and I don't get the joke. And Michael, you don't try to dox people last time I checked. You also don't try to hang out of the back of a bloody elephant and then put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Lynn, Alex, behave. Why? Why should I behave?
No fun in that.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't have to behave. Look, right, I don't have a lot going for me at the moment. Okay. And yeah, exactly. You don't have a well, no. Shani doesn't have a toilet in her car. That's Amy. Amy's a Muslim.
Has a toilet in her car.
Yeah, there's another big fat lady who recently hit the scene. Her name's Amy's Life Journey. She's a converted Muslim, and she is one of the dumbest people you've ever seen. Blood.
Oh my!
Okay, so one of the worst things, accusations that are against her, right, is that she abuses her kids. Now, so to an old school person such as yourself, you might think, nah, like even me, like my mum was a boomer. My mum is a boomer. I grew up and I got battered and stuff. And for me, it really wasn't an issue until I started noticing other things. Like there's a video, for example, where she's recording she sat on her bed and she's recording. And her youngest daughter, starts screaming the house down. So what she does is she loses her temper. She gets up. She walks over to the kid. You can't see this. She doesn't warn the kid. There's no pre-warning. It's just smack and then shouting and then immediately comes back and gets back on camera. Like there are so many examples of that kind of behavior where she's either ignoring her children who are trying to get her attention. And there's live streams as well where she's just like ignoring them, and they're trying to get her attention stuff. And there's one video in particular that really sealed the deal for me, where one of her kids comes to her and her husband are on a bed recording, and they're like, "Oh, so and so's choking," and it's like, "No, he's not. Just go back in there. We're recording." And then like she's sitting there going like, "Ezra, are you okay?" Like not even getting up, to go look.
Good grief.
Yeah, and it's just like, really? Like, okay, we all get annoyed with our kids and stuff, and when we try to do something, but like, there's no effort to edit any of that out. And like, one of your kids is telling you that one of your other kids is choking, and you're just sat there prioritizing your video.
I'm on the run. Literally, I'm running, to make sure the kid's all right.
Yeah. She just stayed there on a big fat ass and just shouting down, like, come on. Oh yeah, her husband is quite the nasty individual, actually, Bloodwing.
Oh?
Yeah. They recorded this video. They got into a bit of drama with this old dear called Pam G. And Pam G's not exactly a saint herself, but they got into a bit of drama with her. And I mean, he dominated the video and he was like talking to her as if he wanted to fight her. Like, what? Oh, and get this. She has an emotional support skunk.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Real quick before I forget to Devil Fruit Zero. No, I have not seen Freedom Tunes channel.
Oh, I've seen Freedom Tunes.
Yeah. That reminds me. Years ago, we lived. It was a dead end block. It was the street that we lived on dead ended, and we lived on the block that dead ended. And so there weren't a lot of houses on it, but man, it was a crazy block. Just trash. The people were all just trash.
Yeah.
And I was working nights at the time, and I was asleep during the day. My wife come in and woke me up, says, "You need to come out here. So-and-so, the neighbors out here wanting to fight me and stuff." I'm like, "Oh, good God. Trying to sleep." So I go out there, and the woman, sure enough's out there, and she was the top of the trash heap. I mean, if she lived in a trailer, she'd be trailer trash, kind of just really trashy. And she's sure enough trying to fight. And then she turns on me and wants me to step out in the street and fight with her.
What?
And I just started laughing. And my wife's looking at me like, "Are you nuts?" And it just makes the woman mad because I'm laughing. She goes, "What are you laughing? You think this is funny?" I says, "I think this is hilarious." I think it's hilarious. You want me, a woman, want me, a grown man, to come out in the middle of the street and fight with you. Ain't gonna happen.
I think you've actually told me this story before, you know.
Yeah.
You should have fought her.
Ah. Oh, these people were. Oh, if you looked up white trash in the dictionary, it's got their picture.
Oh man, you should have grabbed her by the back of the head and say, "Equality, this bitch," and then slammed her into the fucking pavement.
And I know I probably told you this, but maybe the chat hasn't heard. One year, out in our yard, we had someone needed to lay that whole family out. Yeah, Mama Minnie knows exactly who I'm talking about. It was kind of a thing, at least here in America, to make a flower planter in an old wooden wheelbarrow. It was just
I like those. I see those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had one out in our yard. And it was wintertime and it was snowing. And we got up one day and ours was missing. Someone had stole it.
Out of all the things to steal from somebody.
Now, did I mention it was snowing?
You did.
We followed the tracks.
Yeah, I was about to say,
which it plainly left in the snow all the way to the back of their house.
You know, there are some people, right? Like I get it, because I'm a bit of an airhead, right? We all acknowledge this, right?
Right.
But I don't think I'm that stupid. Like,
I just stood out there laughing, and I grabbed it and brought it back. My God. Their son used to stand over in their yard and shoot at me with a BB gun while I was trying to work on my car.
Oh, I hate kids like that.
They were terrible.
That's what's you tend to get that kind of behavior with travelers, or obviously the politically incorrect term would be pikeys or gypsies. That's their kind of behavior as well. So.
And the man of the family, if that's what you want to call him, big wimp, would stand out there. There was one day he was out there doing something to his car. They lived across the street and cat-cornered, so diagonal to us, but across the street.
Yeah.
And he's just steering holes in me. I'm out working on my car. He's out working on his car. A common sight in my neighborhood because we all drive junk cars, so got to constantly be worked on. And he's just staring holes in me, you know? And I'm like, what is he staring at? And finally it just got to me and I just turned around and went, what? Threw my hands up in the air. What? And he starts backing down like, nothing. What are you talking about? Nothing.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Oh, those people. They were terrible. Their daughter used to... I've mentioned the crazy lady that used to live next door to us that thought if you talk to her, she would definitely talk to you about the alligators in the sewer and be serious.
Oh, I think you've told me about her before,
she was
actually.
nuts.
But she was okay, wasn't she?
She ended up dying. She fell asleep with a cigarette in her mouth and burned herself up in her chair. But their daughter used to come in our backyard and throw rocks at this lady's house until this lady would call us. Her name was Vaughn, and would claim and then blame it on my kids. And claim your kids are out here blowthorn. It's not my kids.
They don't belong to me.
They're not mine.
Oh man.
They just. Mama Minnie says she ate cats. That was the rumor. Yeah, there was a ton of cats in her. She was a crazy cat lady, and the rumor was that she was eating some because some would disappear and you'd never see them again.
There's not a Chinese takeaway in sight. A cryptic ain't nowhere to be seen. You know what I mean? Where I live, I do call it a white trash estate because like it's just me and my next door neighbor. Like we're like the only people of color around here. Yeah. Like and the absolute state of some of these people. The apps like did I tell you about what happened with Vanilla Bear and Alfie?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Some kid just tries to go for my son, like makes a beeline for him for no reason with a balaclava on and presumably a knife in a bag. You know, like what the fuck's that shit about? You know, like the amount of times like I've been harassed, like called a nigger, you know, or a faggot by some of the kids around here. Like you can't do anything about it either because like if I do something, then I've got their entire family and then their family's family on my ass. And if I call the police, then I get my house graffitied with the word grass, which of course tattletale or narc, across it. Because I've seen that happen here. I've seen it happen.
Yeah. I've said many times that I live in a redneck ghetto, and it's true. I'm not making that up. It is a redneck ghetto. It's full of a lot of poor rednecks.
Yeah.
And it's just what lives here. And there's a lot of white trash that live in the end, because white trash does not equal redneck, and redneck does not equal white trash. They're two different things. But rednecks often are white trash. But that block that we lived on during those years was the most white trash of this entire neighborhood by far. And it was funny because it was a dead end block and there was only like 6 or 7 houses on the whole block, What
the fuck?
It was crazy. But anyway, we are at the end of it.
Wow. Where's that gone?
Yeah, that 2 hours went fast. And before I get started in on our goodbyes and shout outs and stuff, thank you, chat, for showing up and sticking with me. I really do appreciate it. I mean that. Thanks, guys, for sticking with me through the rough times. And here real soon, it should even out and we'll get maybe somewhat back to normal.
Yeah.
And it'll happen. We just got to get through this rough period. And, I got to do what I got to do. Unfortunately.
I would also like to add to the feels, if that's okay with you, Mr. Wayne.
Sure.
I knew I got a taste of what it felt like for you. Recently, because we did the stream, if you remember, to help you out. And I obviously let people know that I wasn't in a good place because of my health and stuff. And I didn't ask for anything. I just wanted to let people know. And I reiterated that repeatedly. And I did a stream, and the donations and people pledging to channel memberships and Patreon and just really trying to make an effort. And there were people coming out the woodworks I didn't expect to see. And that means a lot to me as well, guys. So thank you very much for that. I didn't ask for it. I just wanted to let people know. But, just in case you thought I'd quit my job or lost it. And I haven't.
They're a good bunch, Alex. They're a good bunch. They really are.
They are, yeah. I may call them animals, but
sure.
They're a bunch of teddy bears. That's what they are, really.
But yeah, thank you to everybody. And thank you for your likes, your shares, your those that were able to donate, for all of that. Thank you. I sure appreciate it. Alex, it's been a while, and it's been really good to talk to you and to go back to where this stream started. It kind of felt good, with just the two of us. And anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, for those of you who are channel members and have early access, or patrons who have early access, there is a video right now available on the community tab and on Patreon. For you to go watch, and I'll also be premiering that video, which is my Hader cult video. Even if you don't get it, come along. I never watched because I did get in front of a green screen. And I tell you what, in this space that I have, right, just trying to do that, any green screen videos is a frigging nightmare. So please do join me. I'm hoping to premiere it just after midnight. I'm also going to start streaming in 27 minutes time on Twitch. I'll be doing a live react to Rev, and I'll be setting up my drama investigators agency.
Real quick, Mama Minnie, my daughter, it tells you how much we talk because she's my daughter. I missed the reason why the delay, but I'm glad y'all are back. The short version is we were short people, so we've all been having to pick up a lot of extra shifts. And I got promoted to assistant manager, so there's that. So yeah, training involved with that. So that's why there's more details, but that's the short version. Anyway, as for me, I do plan on streaming on Tuesday. Pretty sure Tuesday's the day I'm off. Yeah, I'll be off on Tuesday. But that will probably be the only stream next week because I do have to work both Thursday and Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, as things get evened out, I'll be able to get back to Redneck Trek because we were at a crossroads. The captain had just got a new ship and a promotion to full captain. So we've got to play on that. I've got to get to it, but I've got to find the time. Got to find the time, but be on the lookout for those things.
Yes, yes.
And
he's back, baby. He's back.
But thanks to everybody. We're gonna get out of here because I'm getting hungry. I got to eat, and Alex has got to get to his Twitch stream, and so we're gonna get out of here. As always, until next time, get out of my yard.
Bye, guys.